Let's take a look at hat top finishes. So this is a double knit starburst hat, and we've got 2 layers to sort out and then neaten. So we're going to neaten on both sides separately. The first thing we have to do is separate the layers. And so I take 2 receiving needles to take first a front stitch, then a back stitch, and work my way around the top of the hat, separating the 2 layers. Now I have alternating colour stitches here because that's the way the pattern finishes, and I just need to make sure I keep the front stitches on the front needle and the back stitches on the back needle. I cut off my working yarns with about 8 inches, and I've threaded a darning needle onto each, and I'm going to take all of the far layer stitches and put them on to one of the threads. If these stitches were all the same colour, I would obviously use the same colour piece of yarn, but since we've got alternating ones, it doesn't matter as long as I'm consistent using the white yarn for the inner layer and the orange yarn for the outer layer. Now I'm going to do the same with the other half of the stitches. I have done the separating in the past onto the 2 separate darning needles directly, but in fact it's actually much easier to put them onto receiving needles and then just thread the darning needle through. I think this feels a little less risky. I'm now being consistent with my yarns. I'm going to thread the inside ones on the white tail, trying not to split any plies, and then I'm going to tuck that needle and its tail through to the inside of the hat. And take the other darning needle and thread that through. I'm going to gather that as closed as I can, and you can see how that last stitch has become stretched out. So as I gather it, I'll gather it until that becomes appropriately sized, and then prepare to go round again. Gathering that closed and trying to thread round neatly at least once. But there's no limitation, you could go round again if you wish, because this provides security of the join. I'll do a couple more, I'm not going the full way round. And now I'm going to look for a convenient place to hide that tail. But before I do that, I'll do the other side. Here I am on the opposite side, so we'll gather that shut. And this time the circle goes anti-clockwise. Going round a second time. And now all that remains is to darn in the tail. I'm going to take it between the layers a little way, making sure it doesn't come out on the other side. Come up at the base of a stitch, duplicate that stitch, and then take the tail a distance between the layers. So you've got a duplicate stitch to lock it and then a bit of extra distance between the layers, and now this can be clipped. Stretch it so the tail pulls through, and now I can repeat that securing method with any remaining yarn tails I have from the working of the hat.